Hello. Things are a little bit more impromptu today, but nonetheless, here we are. Welcome. I hope that everyone's doing well and that that y'all have literally been just, I don't know, either doing what you're supposed to be doing or just like relaxing as hard as possible. That Pokemon hype, that card hype. Today is Pokemon Day. If you didn't know, like not actual Pokemon Day, that was like not long ago, but as far as the stream goes, I wanted to play some Sword and Shield because Pokemon, that's kind of my deal. It's kind of my thing. So that's what I wanted to go ahead and play today. But before literally any of that, I kind of wanted to go through my card collection. It's been quite some time, and I mean, kind of like, why not, right? And I don't know, like, I kind of feel like since this 25th year anniversary thing, it's just been a very exciting kind of thing. Or at least, like, I'm starting to get into it again, and like, I feel like there's a few of you who are like more to blame for it than anything. But pretty much, I haven't been collecting any cards so much recently, or at least in these last years. But I mean, I did start collecting since like the very beginning. Of course, when you're a kid, you kind of don't have like the money to go ahead and, you know, like just keep purchasing packs. So you're sort of limited by literally however good you behaved, and like, you know, your parents were just like the deciding factor of like, are they getting cards? So like the young person from back then, you kind of just did your best. But pretty much I went into my binder recently, and yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'd like to go ahead and get cards graded, but for the most part, I have something like 30-ish cards that I'd like to go ahead and just kind of like go through. Or at least I went through it already, but you know, for anyone who's actually interested in just seeing this. So it's almost like a card opening stream, but not quite. But all right, now I'm ready. Also, I did put them in sort of like a specific order, from like kind of like okay to like it gets way cooler at the end. So just to start off somewhere. So I mean, this isn't like this is pretty new. It is the Pikachu that came from the, what is it, the General Mills, what do you call it, the cereal boxes, I guess. And I thought it was just heckin' cool. It's cute, and you know, it's got like the little logo, the 20, it is 25, right? I suppose the cheeks are 25. Yeah, that definitely looks that way. Okay, so I think this is super cool. And for the most part, as far as like all these cards that I have, I am considering taking them, you know, to go ahead and be graded. Although like, I don't know, I'm still kind of like thinking it all over, but I do think that this one do be cool. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to go ahead and say about it. I like the way that it sparkles. It's nice. You can see the geometric shapes for it. And yeah, so let's see. So then we have this one. This card, this is Lotad. And I actually opened this up recently. I've sort of had this in my closet for a while, and I suppose it came, like, it was like a promo card that came along. I don't know, I think I went to go watch a movie, and I can't even remember which one, but it was like inside of plastic and it had like a piece of cardboard on top. And yeah, like because of all this Pokemon card stuff, you know, I decided, okay, you know what? Now that I actually have top loaders and like penny sleeves and all that, let me actually open it up and see what even is in here. And so this is really new. Lotad isn't really my favorite, but like it felt cool just to be able to open this up and kind of like check this out finally. It's got nice sparklies, you know. It's got all the nice sparklies. All right, so let's see. Okay, so this is definitely an older card. I mean, it's like second generation. This one's a little bit rougher. Like just when I went to go ahead and look at it, when I pull it out of the binder, it had it kind of had a little bit more scuff on it. And I just tried my best to be real careful with it. And I don't know, it's kind of weird when thinking about like getting any of these cards and like taking them to go ahead and try to be graded, just because I feel like you might not want to grade something like this, but at the same time, it would be kind of cool to just see, just as a test, how well did I actually do? Because I remember getting the cards back then and then just thinking like, okay, I'm just gonna try to be careful with it as much as possible. All right. This. Okay. So this one, this one's kind of like along the same lines as that Lotad. Also a movie card. And again, I also just like barely opened this out of, not a pack, but just like the plastic, it's not a container, the plastic bag that it was in. So I ripped that open recently just to go ahead and check this out, and I mean, it's cool. It's Staryu, but like, it's cool. You know, nothing against Staryu. It's a star, but I do like its sparklies and it's in fairly good condition. So then we have this one. So this is really interesting just because there was a very huge gap between like me collecting Pokemon cards as a kid and then now. Yeah, so at no point did I feel like I want to get back into Pokemon cards, but at some point I did decide, okay, you know what, why not? Let me go ahead and spend money on it, like on a pack or two. And then this was the first time that I ever got like a full art card, and I thought that was heckin' cool. And also like throughout all these years, although like I stopped collecting cards, I always continued playing the games. So of course, I absolutely knew what this was as far as like the species of Pokemon, but it looks nice. I have no idea like what the worth is on something like this, but I know that these aren't recent packs either anymore. And then this is a little bit more common, but I mean, yes, I kept mine too. I bet y'all can go ahead and guess what this is. I mean, it's still the same card that I got going to the movie theater, and yeah, like I really don't feel like this is something that's like super like valuable, but like I remember that moment. I remember going to the movie theater and, you know, busting this thing open and then just trying to like be careful. Like, this thing is still cool. In my opinion, this is still cool. Okay, this is absolutely recent. Okay, so the McDonald's things, or McDonald's thing. Yes, I got myself the Happy Meal. I actually have a few packs here, but I don't know exactly what I want to open or like what I don't want to open, but I opened exactly only one pack, and it was a Chikorita. I like Chikorita. There's like a lot of Pokemon that I like, to be honest, but look at it. So literally anyone who went to McDonald's, like, if y'all could remember, like, what was the first holo that you guys actually got? Because I mean, this one's it for me. I mean, ideally I would like to go and get the Pikachu, and like maybe I have it. Like maybe I have it in the closet. Yeah, McDonald's Pokemon card. I feel like that's another thing that was like a big catalyst to just like kind of like grow this excitement again, among other things, but yeah. All right, so let's see, what is this? Yeah, I guess this was one of the ones for Fossil, one of the Fossil decks. Either way, still a very cool card. This is another one where I'm not entirely sure exactly where I got it. I feel like I didn't pull this out of a pack myself, so this might have been a trade from somewhere, like from someone else. Like definitely the first generation and second generation of cards were very cool just because it still utilized like the watercolor sort of art style. But I mean, this one has like really nice sparkle too, and like in no way would this ever be a 10, just because I know that this definitely has some things that you can go out and see like in person, but yeah, I actually really like this card too. Okay, this is a Vaporeon, a Jungle Vaporeon. This, I remember that I specifically didn't pull this, and I remember like this was like many years ago, like not Not so many like the very beginning of cards, you know, a long time ago, but like I'm pretty sure this actually got on eBay, and like I didn't actually research anything about it. Like to me it was just like I was never able to pull a Vaporeon out of jungle, like period ever, so I wanted it. And then yeah, so what is this? I feel like I know what it is, but okay, it's a little bit hard to go ahead and see the sparkle just because it has like a lot of darkness. But I mean, Skarmory, this is definitely another one that also had, you know, that's kind of like same old school sort of look. Just the way that the art, you know, for the Pokemon itself looks. It has that watercolor look. It's pretty much what I live for. Okay, so we have another promo right here. It's a Pikachu, and this is the one that came from Toys R Us. I remember specifically that I didn't go to Toys R Us, but I did have friends who were, and then they were like awesome enough to go ahead and be able to go for me. So that's what they came back with. But Toys R Us, are they even a thing anymore? Or at least are they a thing here in the States? In Canada, right. You know, regardless, that little stamp, that feels cool to me for those reasons alone. And then also it's Pikachu. Alright. So again, this is also a card that I didn't pull from a pack, but I actually didn't open that many, you know, like base set packs myself. So this too came from a structure deck. I can't remember exactly what else was in that deck, but yeah, I kind of feel like, just like as a parent, that was always sort of a better deal. Like either, I don't know, it felt kind of like a worse idea to go ahead and buy like cards / booster packs for your kid. So instead, you know, they just went ahead and like got me decks once in a while, and then it's like, there are so many cards in here. So this is a Venusaur. I think it's from the set Legendary Collection. So interestingly enough, like I sort of remember the time period when I got this. Again, this isn't something that I pulled, but this was a trade. I do remember the trade. In no way do I remember exactly what I gave them, but I remember feeling very iffy about this just because I had never seen, you know, this style of holographic. So I kind of thought like, you know, there's like a chance that this could be like a fake. Because when you were growing up with Pokemon cards, that was something that constantly went through your mind, like, oh, I don't want those cards, you know, like they're fake. And then you'd probably like go ahead and like grab the card, hold it out like up to the sun just to like see if you can see through it. Y'all know. But regardless, I decided to go ahead and take it anyways, to accept it just because I had never ever had a Venusaur, period. You know, like I had my binder, like everything kind of went into its like specific order. That spot was always empty. So I feel like this is definitely something that I would like to go ahead and get graded, because yeah, like that would be super, like a super nice thing to go ahead and do. This is the only Venusaur that I've ever come across like in my collection. You know, like now that I'm getting back into things and I can actually research better, you know, what Legendary Collection was, it's like, oh, okay, so this is a real card. You know, because it kind of looks like a sticker. And you know that that was a thing. Okay, this is Ursaring. This one makes me a little bit sad just because there is a scratch on it that I know about. Don't know, like, actually, I believe there you can kind of see it like going like right there. But this was just another card that I came across and, you know, just ended up in my collection. And like now I can kind of appreciate it more just because this is a second generation card. You know, it's Ursaring. So let's see what this is. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is something that a lot of people have. But like I don't know, like without even joking, I kind of feel like this is one of like my better conditioned cards. You know, like this is literally one that I just straight up didn't touch, period. And like I don't know, it doesn't feel like super cool just because it seems like it's something that's incredibly common, just like looking online to like being able to find it. But I mean, once you look a little bit past that, it's like, it's still a very cool card. In all honesty, it's still a very cool card. Okay, so this isn't a shiny. This isn't a holographic, and this is also another movie card. But I mean, I thought that this was cool just because, you know, it's an e-reader card. And that was just a very, very strange thing back then growing up, just because, I mean, you were used to like, you were used to having your cards that look like this, and then to like, you know, at some point know that, you know, it's gonna start looking like this. This felt like a weird jump to go to, and it had like a functional thing where you actually had to buy, you know, an e-reader, something that you attach. What did you even attach that to? I wanted to assume like a Game Boy of some kind, and then like you just kind of like slid it through, like a credit card, and then something happened. But somehow I was able to go ahead and keep this. So yeah, this is something that I want to go ahead and get graded. Okay, so this is another promo. I'm kind of like into promos, I'm not gonna lie. Just, they're unique. They're not, I mean, they're just kind of different. But this is another Toys R Us promo. It's a Magikarp, and I kind of feel like Magikarp is definitely another one of those Pokemon that's kind of popular just because of like, it's well known. Like everyone knows about Magikarp. A lot of other Pokemon are very obscure, or could be more obscure, but I mean, this is Magikarp. There are better Magikarps, but you know what? I still like it. Okay, so this is brand spanking new that I paid with my adult money. This is not holographic in any kind of way. It's a promotion card. Like, this is sort of giving me like a Deadpool kind of feeling. It almost feels like Psyduck is aware that they're a card, and then they're just questioning like what's even going on right now. I don't know, I kind of feel like this is sort of the definition of like a card actually giving you joy. It's like no one had to go ahead and draw this way. Psyduck is so tiny on this, you know, on this card, but this is a thing that exists. Okay, this one is also new. There have been a few cards that I've been actually going after just because it's like I never had the opportunity to have this, and like now I do. Now I can. This almost looks like it could be hollow, but it isn't. But this is Team Rocket's Meowth. Another promo. I'm pretty sure that that's Charizard, or at least it looks like Charizard. And if y'all know me, like, I can't even say Meowth is my favorite, but I am a Meowth person. And I think that's kind of like the most, like one of the more literal things I can say about myself, in which case I don't feel bad about collecting Meowth cards, which might be a thing that I actually might start doing now. You know, it's like, that kind of sounds awesome. And there's quite a few Meowth cards that actually look really cool. So this is one of them. And I think you might be, maybe, there we go. Okay, this is a holographic Meowth. This actually came with the Game Boy game. The Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color. If you bought it, this was the promotion card that came along with it. Yeah, I always thought that this was kind of nice. It has the sparkles. Meowth isn't definitely of the same sort of style, like the watercolor style, but like it's still a very cool thing. Low-key, I kind of want to draw it now. Or at least this kind of Meowth. Right, so this is another promotion, Dark Persian, and in no way do I know exactly where this card came from. I just know that it ended up in my collection. And I feel like this is starting to sound bad, like I don't know where it came from. It almost feels like I was bullying people around. Not true, but I know y'all were thinking of it. And if y'all weren't thinking of it, now y'all are thinking of it. Stop thinking of it. Oh boy, that one has a swirl like right there, I think. So we have a Mewtwo. So this one actually came from the structure deck as well. It was one called Zap, and on the cover you had Mewtwo and then also Pikachu. So I had a lot of like psychic and electric Pokemon in there. I can't remember anything else that was in there, but yeah. I mean, regardless, I feel like this is still a cool card to have. You know, a lot of people are getting kind of like excited over Mewtwo just with like the newer, I don't know, I guess the evolutions set. But I mean, it's cool to just have one, period. Trying to get like a good sparkle angle. Oh. Okay. We got a few in there. So I also feel like this is a mysterious one. Where did I get all these Pokemon cards? Who did I fight? But this is a Ho-Oh. And yeah, like it's in fair condition. I think like maybe the edges, you know, probably aren't the best, but this is definitely an older, like a cooler older card to go ahead and have. So let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so this is new. This one is very new to me, kind of oldish card, a promotion. If you sort of like glanced at this and like didn't really pay attention too much, this kind of looks like a Flareon, but this is an Eevee. You know, it's very much an Eevee. But this, in my opinion, is like a very, very awesome card. And also like not even very expensive, you know, for like this kind of card. You know, in comparison to like a lot of older things that are cool, you know, something like this I think is like maybe 30, maybe less. Like this just makes me super happy. You know, and also considering like what Eevee is today, all the evolutions and all that, like this is just kind of gangster. Okay, this is also new. It's a trainer card. I mean, you usually wouldn't go for trainer cards because like they're not Pokemon. But this is from the Rocket set, which is, what is that? So you had base set, jungle set, then you had Rocket. Or you might have had like base 2 in between there. But this one is, it's kind of like hard to see, but this one is holographic. Oh, it's like only a little bit. Okay. Okay, there we go. We have some sparkles there. So first edition, Rocket. Here comes Team Rocket from the Rocket pack. And this kind of like became one of those things to me of like, you know what? Like I don't mind owning Meowth / Team Rocket stuff. Okay, this is a jungle Meowth, but it's not a basic jungle Meowth. I don't know if anyone who knows like about this specifically. So this Meowth, the thing that's different about this, if you're not seeing it, is that the border is gold, opposed to like just being basic yellow. This is a gold bordered Meowth, and this is also something that I want to go ahead and like seek after specifically, but not back in the day, you know, like this is new. But the story behind this, or at least how to go ahead and actually obtain this, is back in the day. This was a card that came out of, I guess it was inside of a box of fruit roll-ups. You know, in no way is that anything that's like super like mass produced, or like this isn't a thing that's gonna like be made anymore. So I was like, this is the Meowth that I need. What's cooler than Meowth? Like I specifically remember opening up the pack for this. Like it's been 25 years of just like this idea, this story, this game, this card game. Like, you know, it's been like 25 years of that, and I feel like for the most part I'm always open to go ahead and have some sort of experience with any Pokemon. So I feel like this was one of the big things that kind of like gave me that sort of experience with specifically Electabuzz. And I feel like this is another card that's like in pretty great condition as far as like me actually, you know, taking care of something. I feel like I watch a lot of card content these days, you know, people opening up the latest packs, you know, Shining Fates, Hidden Fates, you know, like whatever it is that, you know, is happening, or whatever it is the now. No matter what, I feel like the pull rates are so godly these days in comparison to these days. You know, it felt like you opened up so many packs and a lot of them were just not winners. You didn't get the holo, so like to even get it, you know, period. Like I was super happy about this one. It has nice colors, just contrast of like blue and yellow. This is another thing that I went to go out and specifically seek out for recently, not back then, but you know, like I didn't even know about the card back then, but like then I found out about the card and it's like, you know what, I feel like this would be a very nice card to actually have. You know, it's not unbelievably expensive, you know, in comparison to like a lot of the other cool cards that I've seen, you know, that I'd like to have, but you know, I'm kind of like second guessing myself. I don't know, it's really interesting these days just because you have to go ahead and make your sort of decisions on what you want to go ahead and buy. And this is if you're trying to like actually like really get into the hobby again. Do you go ahead and buy an Elite Trainer box, or do you get one birthday Pikachu? Like I just feel like super happy to like just, you know, just to have this, just to, like look at it. It's kind of a cool thing. We had this one mouse that we were all kind of like real jazzed about one day. This isn't first edition, but I do remember busting this out of the pack as well. This one's like not in the best condition. Trying to see if like it's possible to go ahead and see it, but there's like some scuff on the actual holo foil itself. You know, like scuff that I don't think there's anything that I can specifically do anything about. But this too was a card that I was like super happy to pull out of the pack. It didn't happen many times that like I bought a pack and something actually came out. That just wasn't the reality. It was all bad back then. So the fact that like people got things like Charizard, amazing. But me, I was happy this kind of pull happened. This is another one where I'm like, I don't know where exactly I got this, but I do remember that I traded someone specifically for this. And this was like way back then. My mentality was just like, well, it's Gyarados. Like, it seems cool. In no way do I remember what I traded them, but I absolutely don't think it was a fair trade, or at least, you know, considering what everything is now, I mean, this is kind of cool. But this shining Gyarados, you know, and it's a red Gyarados. Yeah, that's why it's shining. It's got nice sparkle. There's got, you know, there's like a man on a boat there. Like, this man has no chance unless Gyarados is like, nah, son, you're fine. You know, if that's not what's going on in their mind, like they're about to get murdered right now. This was a bit pricey for it being cardboard, not holographic, shadowless, red cheeks, first edition. This was one of those like, I need an adult to stop me, and then no one came to like help me. So this one I feel incredibly good about this period. It's Pikachu, and this is something that I can go ahead and try to get graded and then just see where it ends up. I don't think it could be devalued really if I did that. So good idea, good thing to go ahead and grade, and I'm quite happy. So this is my final card. Debatably, like, probably not cooler than the Pikachu, or like maybe the Pikachu is cooler. I don't know. It depends on who you are, but this is the one that I try to be very careful about, especially like as I get towards like the end of this stack. If I'm handling them at all, like I pretty much stop breathing just to like not screw up anything. This is the only Charizard that I have ever pulled. I remember the pack, I remember the moment, I remember the joy. I remember going to the specific card shop, buying this, opening it, pulling it, and immediately wanting to go home. I was at the mall with my family. We still had things to go ahead and do, but I kind of wanted to go home and just like, you know, like lock this thing down, you know, just to like avoid anything that I could possibly do to maybe damage it. But I would say that this is another card that is like in pretty good condition as far as like me taking care of cards, period. And this one has like a weird thing just because like after researching this a little bit, apparently there are more of them, but the earlier ones have like a misprint. But there's small text right there. There's just text there talking about fire energy, but at the very beginning it shows like a fighting energy. It has like a lowercase e for the word energy, and usually it's uppercase. I didn't know that, but that was a misprint thing. Eventually they fixed those. But the ones that have the mistake are more common, which kind of sucks for me, but that is a thing. Hang on, we have that kind of power. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is a microscope. God damn. Okay, I feel happy about my camera because I can go ahead and show y'all. But right there, it says discard all fighting energy cards attached to Blaine's Charizard. If all capital E energy cards attached to Blaine's Charizard provide 2 fire, capital E energy. So anytime you use the word energy, it has to be capital, or at least that's their convention. But right, for no reason, there's a fighting energy symbol at the beginning. It needs to be fire, like that's the way that you know, they meant for it. But that's the misprint. God damn, that's gangster. Camera, you done me proud. But anyways. That was it. But thank you for sticking around, all y'all that did. I have no idea who's watching me, but yeah, I don't know, like Pokemon cards, they just became a thing again, as far as like a really cool pastime. You know, even if it's not, it's just like something that I'm starting to feel a lot more interested in again, and like it's something that I can actually do to a more interesting level now than before. Is that a good thing? Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. But am I enjoying myself? I mean, I kind of am. You know, like there are new sets coming out. I've never opened anything on stream, and I haven't really been opening anything, but I mean I can see that as being a thing just because it seems like fun. It was always fun opening packs back then, like it just always was. Now to like kind of just do that again. It's a very expensive hobby, but it is cool. It is fun.